one of the first things we might think of when we think of insects, we think of what are the bad ones. So they're the ones that are going to eat our garden or our trees or our crop fields. But as entomologists, we want you to think about what are, of course, the good insects out there as well. It's important to be able to maybe recognize some of those good insects that are helping you out. I think people can think of lady beetles as one of those classic good insects. We know they can come and eat aphids and help us out. But it might be tricky because sometimes people don't recognize all of the life stages. For example, the lady beetles have larvae. So I think a lot of people are familiar with what the adult lady beetle looks like. Nice, red, shiny, spotted beetle. But maybe they don't know that the larvae, or the immature stage of the lady beetle, looks really different. It looks like a spiky alligator, and it can crawl around on the leaves of the plant and eat aphids, eat pest eggs, eat all sorts of those harmful pests that might be out there. One really great thing about having beneficial insects out there and being able to recognize them is knowing that you want them in your fields, you want them in your gardens, you don't want to remove them. So instead of going out and spraying or squishing those guys, you can actually keep them there and allow them to help you out by eating some pests. But being able to recognize them and not remove them can be good. I've had some unfortunate conversations sometimes with people who tell me that they found something like a lady beetle larva, they didn't know what it was, and they squished them all and removed them from their garden, just not knowing that that was actually one of those really good guys out there that was helping them and was maybe preventing them from having to spray a pesticide in their garden or in their yard. There are tons of lookalikes out in the insect world, so there can be a lot of reasons why it's beneficial to an insect to look like a different insect. Something like a hoverfly, for example, it's a fly, it's harmless, it can't sting, but it looks like a bee or a wasp. And so that can actually give it protection from other things by looking like something that actually has a little more punch to it, a little more stinging or biting ability to it. Another kind of look-alike insect that's out there right now is going to be the cicada killer wasp. These are very large wasps. They look really scary. They look like maybe those murder hornets that were kind of popularized a few years back. We don't have those in Nebraska. Those are going to be a native cicada killer. They're actually a beneficial wasp, very harmless. They hunt cicadas, catch them, and bring them back to their nests. Very low aggression, very small chance that you would actually get stung by one. I think it's easy for us to think of kind of off the top of our mind those harmful insects out there, those ones we have to fight against. But I think it's really important to keep in mind, what are those good guys, those allies that are helping you against the pest insects? And also just to realize a ton of insects out there aren't really bad or good. They're just kind of doing their thing in the ecosystem and they're playing an important role. So we're wanting to kind of keep them out there as well.